How's everybody doing today? Thank you for the beautiful audience we have out here today. My name is Corey Allen, and I will be coming to you with an informative speech on the use of body cameras by law enforcement. For my introduction, I just want y'all to sit back and think about this for a second. Are white lives more important than black lives? Are body cameras there to help us or to help the police officers? What made me ask these questions today is the action that's been going on for the last 2 to 3 years, starting in 2013 with the killing of Trayvon Martin. On the agenda today, I will be talking about why does law enforcement use body cameras, the pros and cons of body cameras, the statistical information that I gathered from my studies, and then some statistical graphs that I put together at the end of the PowerPoint. Now, the good stuff. Why are body cameras used? Now, a few of us know today, prior events such as the Trayvon Martin killing, Mike Brown dying, just a few months ago, Keith Scott being killed in Charlotte, which made an uprising cause havoc, and really it was looking like they was gonna have to call in the National Guard to actually fix that situation. Now, going back, if you look at the research and you look at the videos that were taken, you can see in Keith Scott's, at first the police department did not want to release the actual footage that was taken that day because they killed the unarmed black man that was reading a book waiting to pick up his child. Now, they would have released that footage when it first happened, I guarantee you North Carolina, the whole state of North Carolina would have been in a state of emergency, because we would have seen how one of our brothers was slain by the police department that's supposed to be out there protecting us. Now, they say they use body cameras for protection. Honestly, I feel like they use body cameras to protect their officers. So far, even with the use of body cameras, as the statistical information at the end of my PowerPoint will show, violence has not ceased to stop with body cameras. Just last year, it was 364 people who lost their lives to police violence. This year so far, 246 have lost their lives to police violence. So is the body cameras really helping, or are they just showing hurtful truths that we already knew? The evidence is there. Everybody knows body cameras don't work as good as what they should. We have people getting killed on camera every single day. It's been happening for years, but now with our generation being such a social media generation, we're able to actually see what's going on, stuff that they was trying to hide from us before. The pros and cons, to me, there are more cons really than pros. The pros really go to the police officers. They have evidence to put our black man in prison just because there's really nothing there to support why they killed that man in the first place. All the people that have lost their lives. It protects the police officer. It really, to me, provides the truth for them. So whenever they do go to court and they actually show the judge the footage, whereas in Chicago not too long ago, a man of Twan Smith stole the car. When he stole the car, the police in Chicago, it is law that you are not to shoot at anybody in the stolen vehicle. You are to wait for them to stop, or you are to stop them. You should never fire open shots. The police officer turned off their body cameras, then returned to the situation. Whenever they returned to the situation, the man was pronounced dead in the car. Later on, within that footage, you see a police officer stating that he's messed up and that he's going to be on the desk job for 30 days because he knew he rightfully killed that young black man. Do you think he served any time in jail? Do you think they pressed any charges against him? The cons, more to say, as if I stated earlier, shows painful truths that we've been knowing that's been going on since our people have been brought over here to this country. It's really a cost to the taxpayers. People so far in Mecklenburg County, they have spent $3.5 million to try to enforce body cameras, and it still has not worked. Mecklenburg County is still one of the top counties for crime, and so far, top county for killing black people, police officers killing black people. Statistical information, 97% of police officers involved in shootings, only 3% have faced charges, and only 1% have actually been convicted. Now, if you do the math, that doesn't really make too much sense to me. Because if you actually look, like I stated earlier, 364 people lost their lives. So that means out of the 364 people that lost their lives, none of those police officers last year were actually found guilty, maybe like 1 or 2. But how many of them are serving time now? In 2015, even with the body cameras, as stated before, 346 Africans have lost their lives, 3 times the numbers of white. That's why I asked the question at the beginning. Do white lives matter more than black lives? In Washington, D.C., which is known as the nation's capital, 16 of the 17 victims killed by police officers last year were black. I don't know if that's touching to you, but actually I do a lot of work in D.C., so that touches me a lot. Because that just shows that they are more out there to get African Americans than there are Caucasian people. Right here are the top 12 cities for police killings, starting in Chicago, going to New York, Houston, Baltimore, Columbus, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Washington, and Dallas. What steps out to you guys today? If you realize these are urban cities. All these cities are urban cities. On my next slide, I'm going to show the top least cities for police killings. And what's going to not even be a shock. Half of these cities you never even heard of. Only city that probably comes to about is Buffalo, which Buffalo is the only one of the top cities because they have 0 police killings to this day. And they actually are being exemplified for being a police department that should be followed and should actually be put on a pedestal because of their practices towards when they stop people. They're actually being used for training purposes by other police departments. Here is my works cited.